They become targets in as far as word usage is concerned. Therefore, words have to be clobbered together to defame the particular individuals or the particular organizations that are opposed to the Zionist occupation of Palestine and opposed to the imperialist American collaboration with that Zionist occupation of Palestine. And I know from taking a very quick look at the audience here that most of you are familiar with Islamic history, and therefore you should know that there is an Islamic wave of the future. And those who are keen on Israeli security are very sensitive to, and I dare say, very alarmed at the fact that there is a groundswell of Islamic self-determination that is taking place in the Muslim world. So something in their own minds, these types of people, they think that, well, we have to do something about this. And as far as words are concerned, we have to hammer together a word that can project a negative or an offending image of Muslims, and hence we have the word Islamofascist. Let me, for those of you who come from an American background, let me remind you that what is taking place currently, as far as the bad press that the Muslims have, is not a current phenomenon. It's not something that just happened because of 9/11 or because of an Islamic revolution or because of Islamic struggle here or there. If we wanted to trace this, we can go back some time. If you take a look at the media in the United States, you'd find that way back when, you could say when TV was still black and white, there were very offensive images of Arabs and of Muslims. Some of you, I don't know if you're old as I am or older, you can recall there was a song about Ahab the Arab, the sheik of the burning sand. There was Harem Scarum. Remember those movies back when? Harem Scarum, for those of you who may be a little lost here, harem is in reference to the haram, which is the women folk of Muslims. So there was this combination of words in which some men would go into a tent where there's Muslim women and say harem scarum, scare the harems, this type of thing. The word camel jockey serves as a background to the pejorative language that's used today. Some of you may have seen The Exorcist. Recall the thriller that came out at the beginning of the 1970s. Can anyone recall at the beginning of that movie where the first shots were from? Yeah, they were from Iraq, from northern Iraq. It's supposed to be the land of sorcery or evil, or the magic with the evil spirits and the dead and the haunting and this type of thing. So to be factual about the matter, today's Islamofascist label, it has not come from nowhere. There's a good background and depth to it, which gives it the momentum that it has today in the media. But if we were to try to zero in on a particular time where this pejorative language and imagery about Muslims all of a sudden took on a life of its own, became a full-fledged, almost motion picture for everyone to watch, we can easily say that was 9/11. That's when things really came together for the pro-Israeli Zionist crowd. And here is where we began to have things happening that are no longer limited to Hollywood, but now have become public policy or official behavior by governments and nation states. In this post-9/11 presentation of the malignment of facts concerning Muslims, there are some people who stand out. You can see them, they're unmistakable, you can't avoid them. They're here and there speaking about Islam, and against Muslims. One of the names that come to mind, I'm just going to drop a few names. One of the names is Daniel Pipes, one of these professors here on the West Coast, I guess he's in California somewhere, who keeps on. It seems like he doesn't run out of energy when it comes to bad-mouthing Muslims. No basis to what he is saying. The person cannot, I think, sustain an intellectual round of presentations in front of a crowd like this. Have we ever seen Daniel Pipes or Steve Emerson or Martin Kramer or their likes in front of within a solid academic presentation of points of view? No. Challenge Daniel Pipes or his crowd, the ones who were going around the United States, I think it was the third week of October, sponsoring this so-called Islamofascist Awareness Week, which I understand the university here also witnessed part of that activity. Why are they scared to have a panel that includes their point of view, but also includes a point of view that disagrees with that? You would think someone with intellectual integrity could withstand and defend their points of view when their points of view are exposed to those who disagree with that. But in this case, obviously, I even understood from an individual or two as I was coming in that some of those who disagreed with this Islamofascist point of view were barred from coming to the activity here on this campus. Why? Why are people scared? Are you scared to have an opposite point of view presented? Nothing to be scared about. To the contrary, if you're an academic, you spent most of your life researching and reading and knowing that there are other points of view, you should welcome another point of view to be juxtaposed with your own. But in this case, you're just afraid. Afraid, I guess, of the truth to surface, and let you, the audience, decide which point of view will carry the day. Not them, not Daniel Pipes, Steve Emerson, Martin Kramer. And we can, at another level of things, we can add on to these Bernard Lewis, who was supposed to be another one of these well-read historians who advises, by the way, Vice President Cheney on policies pertaining to the Muslim world, to the Islamic hemisphere of this world. And Henry Kissinger himself goes to the president in the White House and tells him, you can't give up on these policies. What is he talking about? He's talking about the global war on terrorism.